Hey fellow hobbyists and gamers, my name is Colby, or as I'm better known as on Twitch, Instagram, and here on YouTube, Serial Killer 02. In today's video, we move on with my series on how to put together the models within the Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry starter set. And today's models we are taking a look at are the Untamed Beasts Warband. If you missed me putting together the Iron Golem set, you can check that out. I will have a link to that video in the description below, as well as all of the tools that I am using in these videos to put all of the models together. So with that being said, if this is your first time checking out the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If it is not your first time, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. And if you have not, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and that bell. Let me know how I am doing. Let me know what I can do better in the comments, and let's talk about these videos. So with all of that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how to put together the Untamed Beasts from the Age of Sigmar Warcry starter set. Alright, first off, let's go ahead and take a look in the book at which sprues we're supposed to grab, and I'm not going to spend as much time going over the book in this video. I will have a link in the description below, linking to the last video when we put together the iron golems. That way, if you don't know all the tools that we're going to be using or all the pieces that we need, go back and watch that video, and that will give you all the information that you need on the different tools and how the book works. But for now, this is just to show we need the sprues that are B. And so we pull the sprues up, and you will see on these that each one has a big B right in the center of it. And all three of them, of the smaller sprues, have a B in the center. And so those are going to be the sprues that you need to find. And that is going to be the sprues for the Untamed Beasts. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on putting these together. So for this video, I'm going to change it up. I will show each of the models in the book so you can kind of see the numbers, and I will also tell you the numbers when we are putting it together. But I am not going to spend so much time going over everything in the book. But the first one we're going to put together is the Heart Eater, and as you can tell, it takes B30, B29, 31, 33, and 32. So you're going to take everything from B29 through 33 for this model. And you should have 5 pieces for this model. Now that you have cut them off of the sprues, don't forget to clean each of them up. As you can tell, there's just a little bit here, so I'll get my sprue clippers and I will cut these small pieces off and file them down. Once I clip them, I will get the mold line remover and just slowly go over it to smooth it out. And again, I will have links to everything I am using in the description below. That way you can just click on the link and you can order whatever you need from what I am using. And so I will have that in the link below. So go through, clean up all of the pieces, and then we will dry fit them and get this guy glued together. Now that we have all the mold lines removed, let's go ahead and start putting it together. So first you're going to want to take the back piece and the front piece of the body and dry fit them together. And they should go together pretty evenly all the way around. And if you are happy with the way that those fit together, then the best thing to do is run some glue just around the areas right through here and right down through here around the edges of the model. And that way it will stick real well and you won't have to worry about there being a lot of gaps. And with the body put on, next we're going to put on the cape. So once you get that done, we will move on to the next piece. After getting the cape on, we will go ahead and dry fit the head to make sure we can get it in the right spot, and it should just fit right in there pretty well and not really have much area to move. So once you are comfortable with where the head sits, you just put the glue on and we'll move to the arm. Now that the head is on, we will go ahead and work on the arm. And as you can tell, the arm is kind of one of those trickier pieces. So definitely make sure you dry fit it to where you get the hand just perfect on there, and then we will glue it together. And now with that done, it is time to base this bad boy. And this one is going to take a 32 millimeter base. So you're going to grab one of the medium bases, and then you want to make sure that you get this just about even because it is a bigger base. It's got the stone, so you want to make sure and get it exactly where it needs to be. And then you put the glue on the bottom of the feet and the stone, and then put it on the base. And now with the Heart Eater based, we have our first model done. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, and it is going to be the first fang. So let's look at the book and see exactly what all we need for that. And it looks like for this model, it's going to be numbers 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So you're going to need numbers 23 through 28. And as you can tell, it's a lot of small pieces. So let's go ahead and cut those off, clean them up, and we will put him together. Once you have all those pieces cleaned up, let's go ahead and dry fit this. As you see, this one's going to be just a little bit tougher to put together. You want to make sure that you have it flush and these ropes are coming across, and you can see the ribs on the underside. So the best place to put the glue is going to be right around the neck area and on the sides, so down the sides right here. And with the body put together, now let's go ahead and move on to the arms. So let's start with B28, and that is going to be the left arm. So you're going to want to fit that down to where the axe, the head of the axe is actually facing down. So it's going to be looking like something a little bit like that. So once you have that fit, it looks like the best place to put the glue is going to be right around this area of the arm. So go ahead and put the glue on there, and we will move on to the next step. Once that arm is glued on, we will go ahead and work on the foot. And so you want to try to get this to slide in there, and it should just fit in there snug. And he is balancing himself on this fallen stone, so you want to make sure that you get that just right. And once you have that in there the way you want to, just go ahead and glue it, and we will move on. And now with the leg on, it is time to do the arm, and the arm is going to be a little complicated. You have to get it fit in here, and then this piece of the rope actually fits between the hand and the bone spine piece on this weapon. So let me go ahead and zoom in, and I'll show you a little bit better what I am talking about here. So as you can tell, when you put the arm in here, you want this piece of rope to sit in comfortably right between the hand and that little spine bone piece. So gluing this is going to be a little bit trickier, so you want to make sure and be careful with how you set it in the arm socket. And with the spear done, let's go ahead and put on the head. So again, try to dry fit it. And this head is going to be kind of turned to the side. So you want to make sure and get it just how you want it, and before you put the glue on it, and then go ahead and glue it onto the model. And with the head on, now it is time to base it. This is also going to go on a 32mm base. And as you can tell, part of it is going to go over the side of the base. So you want to make sure that you get it all the way to the end of the base right here at the bottom. And you should be good to go. And there you have it. There is another model done. So that is our second one done. That is going to be the first fang. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the next model we're going to be doing, and that is the Beast Speaker. And for the Beast Speaker, it looks like we're going to need numbers 34 through 39. And as you can tell, this one's going to be an interesting one to put together as well. So let's go ahead and cut these pieces off of the sprues and get them all cleaned up. And once all the pieces are cleaned up, let's go ahead and start putting it together. As you can tell, there are some smaller pieces, so you have to be a little bit more delicate with this one. So let's start with pieces 34 and 35. And as you can tell, it's going to go on just a little bit differently than the others. So you have to be real careful and fit them together to where it will fit in just right. And once you have that fit in, you can go ahead and glue them together. And once you have the cape on, let's go ahead and we will try to put on the right leg first, and it is going to just fit in here and kind of sit back just like that. So once you've got it fit in there, go ahead and glue it. And there is the right leg put onto the Beast Speaker. And now let's go ahead and dry fit the right side. This one's going to be just a little bit tougher because it's got the rope coming off of it, and that rope is kind of flimsy, so you have to be real careful how you put that on here. So go ahead and dry fit that and just work with it for a little bit and make sure it goes on the way it's supposed to, and you don't want to touch this too much. So just go ahead and work with it, and once you get it on there, you can glue it. And while we give that piece just a little bit longer to set than the others, let's go ahead and put the face together. So you're going to take the ram face and put the skull over the top of it. Just like that. So go ahead and glue those two together, and by the time this is done, the other piece should be done as well. And with the mask done and the foot dried, now we can go ahead and put the head on the model. And there it is with the head put on the model. It is now time to base it, and this is going to be another 32mm base. And this one's going to be just a little bit trickier because with this model, there is only two small places that it fits on the base. So you have to be really careful with how you put this on there. So once you figure out exactly how you want to put it on, go ahead and put some glue on it and glue it to the base. And there it is. The model is now on the base and it is done. So that is how you put together the Beast Speaker. And now we have come to our first beast. And this is going to be the rocktusk prowler. And it looks like it needs numbers 40 through number 45. So go ahead and cut those off, clean them up, and we will put this bad boy together. And with all the pieces cleaned up, we can start putting together the rocktusk prowler. So let's go ahead and start with the body. And again, you want to dry fit this and make sure that it goes together pretty well. And it looks like it goes together real well. So I am happy with that. So let's go ahead and put some glue around the edges. And with the body put together, we can go ahead and put the face on the front of the figure, so you make sure that fits together, and then you go ahead and put some glue. You can pretty much fill this up. You don't have to do a lot, but just kind of do one line going through just like that, and then put it on the front of the model. And with the face on, now we can go ahead and move on to the tusks for the rocktusk prowler. So go ahead and dry fit that, and when you have it where you want it to be, go ahead and glue that on. And once that's glued on, we can go ahead and start putting on the feet. And so these are going to be just a little bit trickier, so you want to hold it to the side, and the foot or the leg should fit just right there. So once you dry fit it, go ahead and glue it. And with the glue dried on the left paw, we can go ahead and flip it over and put glue on the right paw. And with the left paw put on, we do the same thing to the right side, and we dry fit and make sure it fits on there the way it's supposed to. And there we have it. Once that is put on, we can go ahead and base the model, and it's going to take the other 40mm base. And once you have the feet on the rocktusk, you can go ahead and put it on the base, and this base is going to be the other 40mm base. So you just put the glue on the bottom and glue it to the base. And there you have it. That is the rocktusk prowler done and ready for battle. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and take a look at the next model that we need to put together. And now we come to another one of the models where we have to choose what we want to have our character holding. It's going to be a prey taker, and it can either be with the sawtooth blade or the fanged axe. And I am going to do this one with the fanged axe. And so we are going to need pieces 19, 20, 21, and then if you're going with the sawtooth blade, you're going to want 22, but I'm going with the fanged axe, so I'm going to need number 50. So go ahead and cut those pieces off of the sprue, and we will get started with putting this one together. The pieces that we're definitely going to need are 19, 20, and 21. So go ahead and get those, and then if you want the fanged axe, it is going to be 50, and if you want the sawtooth blade, it is going to be 22. Once you have all your pieces cut and ready, let's go ahead and dry fit them. And this one's a little bit interesting. So you've got two front pieces of the body, but it goes to the side. So it's a little bit different than the ones that we've seen so far, but that is how this one goes together. So when you get that on there the way you want it, go ahead and glue it, and then we will put on the next piece. Once that has dried, you go ahead and flip it over, and you will see that there is no back to it. So that's where the fur comes in handy. So you're going to put that on the back and make sure you get that where you want it. And once you have dry fit it, go ahead and glue that piece on. Once the fur has dried, we go ahead and put the weapon on, and both of these weapons are dual wielded. So you just have to make sure you get the arms lined up, and any extra clippings that you haven't cleaned up, make sure you clean those up before you put the glue on the model. And once that has dried, we now have the prey taker with fanged axe or sawtooth blade, depending on which one you decided to go with. So now all that's left for this guy is we need to base him. So grab a 28mm base and put him down on the base however you want him to be standing. And there you have it. There is the prey taker with fanged axe or sawtooth blade on the base. So now that we have that done, let's go ahead and move on to the next model. And now we have the prey taker with fanged axe. So the pieces we're going to need are 13, 14, 15, 16, and 18. There are two different axes that you can pick from, and so that's either going to be B17 or B49. So whichever one you choose, let's go ahead and cut all of those pieces off of the sprue and clean them up, and we can glue it together. And once all those pieces are cleaned up, you're going to want to grab the body and the leg, and these two pieces are going to slide together. Up under that shoulder is where that leg is going to go, and that is half of the body. So once you get that dry fit in there and make sure it fits the way it's supposed to, go ahead and use some glue and put it together. Once those two pieces are put together, go ahead and get the back of the model, slide it in and make sure that it fits, and then glue it together. Now that we have most of the body put together, let's go ahead and put him onto the stone base. So you're going to make sure that that fits the way it's supposed to. And again, make sure that you still have that nub on there and put it down on that base, and you should be good. So go ahead and put some glue on the foot, and we will start the next part. And once we have the body together, let's go ahead and get the model and put the right arm on. As you can tell, this arm is going to be a little different. This is going to slide up behind this little piece right here. So you pop it up in there, and that's how you're going to glue it. And with that arm put on, we can now go ahead and dry fit the dual wielding weapon. So this is going to be kind of the same. It's going to fit up under the armpit, and then the wrist will connect with the other arm. So best thing to do is put a little glue on the wrist and glue in the shoulder. And there we are with him done. He is now ready to be based, and he also goes on a 28mm base. So go ahead and grab one of those and make sure you get him how you want him to be on the base, and then glue him down. And there you have it. The Prey Taker with Fanged Axe is now ready for battle as well. Now we have a few more left, and the last three are going to all be Plains Runners. So these will be pretty easy to put together, so let's go ahead and get started on those. I will show you the booklet real quick, and we will get going. And as you can tell, the last three figures that we have are all Plains Runners, and they are all pretty easy to put together. The first one is going to be B1, 2, 3, and 4. The second one's 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the last one is 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then each one gets a different knife. So it doesn't matter which knife you give to each of these, but I will do these in order. So let's go ahead and start with B1, 2, 3, and 4. Once you have all four of those pieces cleaned up, we are going to grab the body and slide it together and make sure that it fits together. And once it does, go ahead and glue it. Once that piece is glued together, we can go ahead and put the B3 onto the model, which is going to be the head and the shoulders. So dry fit that and then go ahead and glue it. Once you have the head and arm on there, it is time to put the other arm on. So go ahead and once again dry fit, and then you can glue it on, and it will be pretty much finished. All we will have left is to base it. And there we go. There is the first Plains Runner done. And next we are going to put this on a 25mm base, which is going to be the smallest base in the set. And once you have it where you want it, go ahead and glue it. And there you have it. Our first Plains Runner is now done. And I haven't put the knives on them yet. I'm going to do all three of them at the same time. But this is the first one done, and let's go ahead and move on to the second one. And just as a refresher, you're going to need B5, 6, 7, and 8 for this one. Once you have all the pieces cleaned up, let's go ahead and take the legs and the torso, dry fit those, and glue it together. And when that is dried, we can go ahead and put on B7, which is going to be the head and the right arm. So go ahead and dry fit that onto the model, and then you can glue it. And last but not least is the left arm. So go ahead and again dry fit this piece, and it should just fit on there pretty smoothly, so it shouldn't take too much, and go ahead and glue that. And once you have him glued together, go ahead and put him on a 25mm base. That is going to be another one of the small bases. With him glued on his base, we have one model left, and so let's go ahead and get started on that one. And again, just as a refresher, the last one we're going to need is B9 through B12. So go ahead and cut those off the sprue and clean them up, and we will put them together. And to start, just like the last one, let's go ahead and put the legs and the torso together. They should fit together pretty snugly and pretty easy, so once you have those dry fitted, go ahead and glue them together. And once that is dry, you can go ahead and dry fit the head. Make sure it fits on like it is supposed to. And once you get it how you want it, go ahead and glue it together. And the last piece is going to be the right arm. So go ahead, dry fit that and glue that together, and then we will base this and put the knives onto the sides of the models. And now that she's put together, all we have left is to base it. So go ahead and put the glue on the foot and grab another 25mm base. And she is now based. So all we have left is to put the 3 blades onto their sides. So we need to get numbers 46, 47, and 48. Now it's time to put the knives on each of these characters. And this is going to be a little bit tricky because each one is a little different. Now, with this one, where he is holding the axe above him, you are going to take the blade where the blade itself is facing left. So you're going to want to get it. And this one is actually going to sit right in here, just like that. So you want to make sure that you get it to where the blade is sitting on his side. And once you feel comfortable, go ahead and glue it, and we will be moving on to the next one. And there you have it. There is the blade on his side. So there is that one done, and we can go ahead and move on to the next model. The next one we're going to do, the blade is sitting just like this. So you want to make sure and get this again dry fitted to where you want it, and then go ahead and put glue on the back side of the blade where it is smooth. And once you get his blade on, we can go ahead and move to the last one. And this blade is actually going to go upside down, and it just fits in right there. You've got this kind of spike coming out the side, and the teeth actually fit right over that. So you're going to go ahead and glue that right there. And there you have it. There is the last blade done. And there you have it. The Untamed Beasts are now ready for battle. And in the next video, we will go over how to put together the chaotic beasts that come within the 2-player starter set for Warcry. And now that we have all that done, let's go ahead and take it back up top, and I will give you my final thoughts on these models. And there you have it. That is it. As you can tell, those models are not that hard to put together, and they look fantastic. And so in the next video, we will take a look at how to put together the chaotic beasts that come within this set, and these models are awesome. I really like the way these models look, so we will take a look at those next. And then after that, we will take a look at how to put together all of the terrain. And before I finish this video, I want to say that if you have not put your terrain together yet, please wait. I will have the terrain video up in the next day or two. There are a few changes from what Warhammer put in the how to put together manual. And there's a few things that they glued together that you do not want to glue together. And so I will have this video up as soon as I can to make sure that you do not put those pieces together in the wrong way. So with that being said, I hope you liked the video. Once again, please hit the like, subscribe, and bell buttons. That way you know whenever I bring out new videos. And what did you think of these models? And please just let me know in the comments section below, and we will talk about it. But until next time, thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.